I talked a little bit yesterday, at Birmingham, so I won't repeat myself unless you want to ask a question about something I talked about yesterday. I think the big question here is if everyone in the organization is not doing everything they can do to help the team be all it can be, then we need to change the way we're doing things, change the way we think, change our attitude about what we're doing, whether it's how we play our position, how we coach our position, how we coach the team, how we motivate the team. When you walk off the field at the end of the game, do you feel like you really beat the other guy? And it was your energy, your enthusiasm, your sense of urgency, your excitement, what it needs to be for you to be the best player you can be. And I think that there's been plenty of times that we've shown when we do things with the right sort of energy level, we do it pretty well. But that hasn't been as consistent as we'd like for it to be, and there's definitely a lot of fundamental things we'd like to improve, this week. Tackling on defense was not as good as it has been in the last game. Inconsistencies in the passing game and the running game. Too many negative plays. Red zone efficiency. And we have some opportunities now this week with some injured players that create an opportunity for other guys. DeAndrew and Dee both were having fantastic years in terms of what their role was, on our team. And there were great opportunities for other guys to step up, whether it's on special teams roles or, on their role and what they did on offense or defense or whatever. So there's certainly a lot of things that we need to work on. And, some of the future things that we're going to face that we have not seen to this point are things that we will work on over the next 2 days as well. But we had, a lot of positive energy out there today and did a good job in what we were doing, and I think we got better.
Start with Andrew.
I was just wondering, do you notice the team was at all refreshed after 2 days of being, away from the practice field and then going forward in the bye week? Do you do anything to recharge your batteries, or are you kind of nonstop at this point of the season?
No, we have a lot of stuff to do, so there's a lot of catching up to do. There's a lot of for us to practice on the teams that we're playing down the road, we have to spend time preparing for that, too. So whatever team it is that we're trying to prepare for that particular day, and we actually worked on 2 different teams today, so you got to spend a significant amount of time sort of trying to get ready for that too, which I think really adds interest for the players in practice because they're doing something different and new, and but that also takes time on our part. So nothing really much different.
Good. John Chase.
First on C.J. Mosley, can you kind of talk about how he's developed as a run stopper the last few years?
Well, TJ's a good player for us. His greatest asset is his athleticism and his instincts. He can run. He's a good cover guy. He's got really good ball skills. He fits the runs a lot better. He's gotten bigger and stronger, so he's better, against the run. And he's just great when we play nickel. And he's very productive. He's the most productive player we have on defense right now in terms of production points because he's such a playmaker. And, the guy does a really good job, and just, hope he keeps improving and getting better. And he doesn't say much, but, if you just match his intensity and match the way he does things, I think his leadership is effective as well.
And this is from a guy, Phil Savage with the Senior Bowl. You guys go way back, and I was hoping you could maybe go back to what you remember about him, his passion, his intensity, kind of his love for the game when he was your assistant.
Well, I've had a lot of good coaches, all right, and a lot of good people, and I've been around a lot, and I've learned a lot from a lot, okay, but of all the guys that I've ever had that helped me, and there's a bunch of good ones, I don't know anybody that was more effective as a helper, as an intern, part-time coach, whatever you want to call him, whatever his title was in Cleveland. I don't even know what it was, but he worked with me. I've never had anybody do a better job at what they did than he did, there for us. in the coaching realm, which I think he would have been very good at. He moved him into personnel, and he moved up very rapidly in that. And I think he's one of the best personnel people in the game.
Thanks. Jay.
Coach, what are some of the things you'd like to see Kenyon Drake improve on if he's going to take on a bigger role as the season goes forward?
Well, I think with all the young players, it's can you trust and believe in what you're being coached to do? Rather than just go play fast like, a horse with blinders. Whether you're playing on special teams, whether you're carrying the ball, no matter what you're doing. And that's the biggest challenge. I had a fit about that today in the special teams meeting. Not just him, just all the young guys. We're coaching one thing and they're doing something else. Well, downstairs on the board it says you have to have faith, trust, and confidence in the principles and values of the organization, what you're being taught to do and how to do it. Well, they obviously don't have it because we teach it every day, we work on it every day, we teach them how to do it every day, and they get in the game and they go rat trap. So, you asking me what he needs to do? That's what he needs to do, just like the rest of them youngins out there. You have kids?
3.
Yeah, well. Same. Excuse me.
Seem to have a great understanding and appreciation for sports psychology. When did that come about?
I don't know about all that. I don't know. That's a reach. I've been fortunate to have a lot of good people that have association with that have taught me a lot. I had some classes in college that really made me interested and made me feel like that was an important part of your mental condition was an important part of being successful, how you thought, the habits that you created with your thoughts and your positive energy and all that. So I've always been interested in it. And then I've just been fortunate to be around, a lot of really good people, some of which are still with us today, but some other guys that have made a real impact as well. I don't like to say their names because they don't like it when I talk about them. And I think I've learned a tremendous amount from them that has really helped me sort of understand the best way to help manage guys psychologically so that they have a better chance of being successful, not just in football, but in their personal life and academics and, anything that they choose to do.
The day after the BCS championship game, you were giving out credit to different people in the organization. Kevin Elko was one of the people you named. When did you first become aware of him? How often do you talk to him, and how often does he come and visit here?
Well, I talk to, every couple of weeks probably I talk to Kevin Elko. Probably talk to Trevor every week. I talk to Dr. Rosen a couple times a week. So I think all those people make a contribution in a very positive way, and they understand and know the players that are here, and help with how we try to keep those guys moving in the right direction. They all do.
Coach, can you talk about Barrett Jones and what makes him such a special player, not only on the field but off the field?
Well, I've said this many times, and maybe I can't say it as well each time, but, Barrett Jones is probably as fine a person in terms of his leadership, his example that he sets, the willingness that he has to serve, other people with his time in terms of all the things that he's done to help other people. He's one of the best students that I've ever had the opportunity to coach relative to his grade point average and how successful he is academically. As a football player, I don't know that I've been around maybe one other guy that can play every position on the offensive line and do it efficiently and effectively and win awards for all those and still be as good a person, as humble a person, have as much humility as you could ever ask anyone, and be very thoughtful, of others. And not very many people like him. He's
players that you might recruit? Just in general terms, what are you looking for someone to bring into your program?
Well, we evaluate players in 3 areas. I've talked about this plenty of times before. We have critical factors that we feel are important in every position. Those are physical abilities, and we try to evaluate those physical abilities and those critical factors to see if the player has those relative to the plan that we would have for him and the position that we would want him to play here. We have a size and speed sort of scale that we look at that, we'd like to get a guy that fits into that criteria. And we also have a character, intelligence, attitude sort of evaluation that we do on a guy, because if you don't have the right character and attitude and you don't have the right, want to and intelligence, you can't really probably be all you're capable of being. So the combination of those 3 things are, what sort of gets us to where we want to be with the player in terms of whether we want them in the program or not. There are plenty of guys that we want that we don't get, but we're always hopeful that the guys that we get fit that criteria. And it's sort of an ongoing evaluation. So, I think the high school coaches, the coaches on our staff, people in schools, guidance counselors, principals, and having good relationships with all those people are very important to get the right information to make some of those judgments.
Chris? Coming back to attention to detail, you get a little concerned about the number of fumbles you've had?
If we have 1 fumble, I'm concerned. Okay, so, we put the ball has been on the ground too many times. And that's one of the things that, we worked on last week, and it was on the ground a couple times in the last game, and it's something that we need to continue to work on. Ball security is very, very important.
Last one, follow-up to Tom.
Did Brent Callaway spend any time at running back today?
No.
We got it. Thanks, Coach.
He didn't spend any time doing anything, though. See, I got you.